Elena Matthews stood frozen in front of the wide-open safe. Her heart pounded so hard it hurt, and her hands shook as if they belonged to someone else. The shelves inside were bare. Every single bundle of cash, $10 million in crisp bills, was gone. And so was Adam. Her throat tightened until she could barely speak. A whisper escaped her lips, soft and broken. How could you, Adam? It wasn't even her money. That was what made it worse. Her firm had trusted her to keep it safe for one night. Just one night, for a confidential transfer. She thought hiding it here, in Adam's apartment, would be safer than keeping it herself. She thought she could trust him more than she trusted anyone. The smell of last night still lingered in the room. Red wine, faint cologne, and something warm and familiar. She could almost hear their laughter. The music playing low as they danced barefoot on the marble floor. Adam had kissed her hand and looked into her eyes like she was his whole world. "You know I'd never betray you," he'd said with that charming grin. And she had believed him. Of course she had. But the safe door was wide open now, like a mouth gaping in shock. The reality hit her all at once. The man she loved had vanished with $10 million. Her mind tried to fight it, tried to explain it away. Maybe there was some emergency. Maybe someone else broke in. Maybe Adam would walk through the door any second, flashing that easy smile, holding a perfectly reasonable explanation in his hands. But deep inside, she already knew. This wasn't a mistake. It was betrayal. She sank to her knees, her pulse thundering in her ears. If the money wasn't found, it wouldn't just break her heart, it would destroy her life. Her firm would never believe Adam took it. They'd think she stole it. They'd drag her name through the mud, take everything she'd worked for, maybe even put her in prison. Elena pressed her palms against her face, forcing herself to breathe. Images of Adam flashed in her mind. His smile, his soft voice when he said he loved her. The way he teased her about chasing him if he ever ran off with a fortune. She had laughed then, thinking it was a joke. He thought it was just money, she whispered to the empty room. Her voice shaking now with anger as well as fear. If only he knew what he really stole. Grew up in Houston, Elena Matthews learned early that trust was not something to give away easily. Her mother worked 2 jobs to keep the lights on, while her father walked out when Elena was only 8. He promised to visit, to call, to send birthday cards, but the years taught her that his promises were empty. That wound stayed with her, buried under layers of ambition and determination. Elena was always the smart one, top of her class, quick on her feet, the kind of girl who refused to let life push her around. She started law school, thinking she'd fight for justice, but the long nights and endless tuition bills forced her to take another path. She switched tracks and became a compliance officer at a private investment firm. A job that paid well but demanded absolute loyalty and precision. She earned a reputation for being sharp, reliable, and unwilling to bend the rules. Then Adam Blake came into her life, mid-30s, tall, with a grin that could light up a room and charm that could melt any wall she built around herself. He ran a flashy lifestyle brand, watches, clothing, events that attracted celebrities and influencers. Everyone adored him. To outsiders, Adam was the picture of success, but Elena saw the cracks he tried to hide. Late-night phone calls that left him pale and tense, whispered conversations about debts, and a restless energy that made him seem like he was always chasing something just out of reach. Despite the warning signs, Elena believed she'd finally found someone steady. Adam made her laugh, made her feel beautiful, made her believe that love could be different this time. When his mood swings came, she told herself it was just stress. When he kept secrets, she told herself he'd open up eventually. After all, hadn't she sworn she'd never let her father's betrayal turn her cold? She wanted to trust Adam. She needed to. So when her firm asked her to guard $10 million in cash overnight, a confidential transfer that couldn't go through banks, Elena didn't hesitate. She didn't want the money in her own apartment where she felt exposed. Adam had a high-security safe in his luxury apartment. He'd offered to keep her grandmother's jewelry there before. He always said, "You can trust me with anything, Lena." And she believed him. That night, after placing the heavy bundles inside the safe, they poured wine and ordered takeout. Adam was in one of his playful moods. He leaned back on the couch, watching her with that easy smile. "You know," he said, swirling his glass, "if I ever ran away with $10 million, you'd still chase me, right?" Elena rolled her eyes and laughed. Don't be stupid. I'd kill you before I chased you. He grinned wider, leaned over, and kissed her forehead. Good. Then I'm safe. She thought it was just a joke, a silly moment between them. But somewhere deep inside, something small and cold twisted in her chest. She ignored it. She always ignored it. Because Adam wasn't her father. Adam wouldn't hurt her. At least, that's what she told herself. Elena wakes up the next morning to a quiet apartment. Too quiet. The usual sound of Adam's music or the smell of fresh coffee isn't there. She calls his name once, then again louder. No answer. Her heart beats faster as she walks to the safe. The heavy door is open. She freezes. The bundles of cash are gone. Every last dollar. Adam. Her voice cracks. No response. She checks the bedroom, the bathroom, even the balcony, but the apartment is empty. His phone is off when she calls. Straight to voicemail. A wave of panic rushes over her, cold and dizzying. This isn't just heartbreak. This is disaster. That money wasn't hers. It belonged to her firm, and they trusted her to guard it. If she couldn't get it back, they wouldn't believe Adam stole it. They would believe she did. She grabs her bag and rushes out, still in yesterday's clothes, barely able to breathe. First stop, Adam's closest friends. She bangs on doors, makes frantic calls, but no one has seen him. Haven't talked to him in days, one says with a shrug. Another laughs nervously. What's going on, Lena? You sound crazy. Crazy. Maybe she is. She drives to his brother's house. No answer. She calls his parents. Nothing. It's as if Adam Blake has vanished off the face of the earth. Elena pulls over on the side of the road, gripping the steering wheel until her knuckles ache. Tears blur her vision, but she blinks them away. Was everything a lie? The late-night talks, the way he held her like she was the only thing that mattered. Was it all just a setup? Did he ever care for her at all? Her phone buzzes. It's her boss checking in about the package. Elena swallows hard, forcing her voice steady. Everything's fine. I'll have it ready for the transfer. But her chest is tight, and she can hear her pulse pounding in her ears. If they find out, she's finished. Not just her career, but her whole life. They could press charges. $10 million missing doesn't end with an apology. It ends with handcuffs. She thinks of her mother, who worked her whole life to keep Elena out of trouble, who believed her daughter had finally made it. How would she explain this? No, she tells herself. She can't explain it. She has to fix it. She spends the rest of the day chasing any lead she can think of. Old business partners. The gym where Adam works out. His favorite bar downtown. Nothing. It's like chasing smoke. People who once smiled at her now look away, as if they already know something's wrong. By nightfall, exhaustion hits her, but she can't stop. The fear gnaws at her, sharper than heartbreak. It isn't just that Adam left, it's that he left her holding the blame. She stares at a picture of the two of them on her phone. Adam kissing her cheek, her smiling like she had everything she ever wanted. She wonders if he took it just to laugh later. I was nothing to you, wasn't I? She whispers. But deep inside another voice answers. If you don't find him, you'll lose everything. Not just love, your freedom. Elena wipes her face, takes a deep breath, and starts the car again. Somewhere out there, Adam Blake is running with $10 million. And if she doesn't catch him first, she'll be the one paying for it. Elena retraces Adam's last moves, driving across Houston like a woman possessed. She starts with the places she knows best, his office, his favorite bar, the restaurants where he liked to show off. Everyone says the same thing. They haven't seen him, but they look nervous when they speak, like they're hiding something. At his office, one of his assistants pulls her aside. Elena, you should know Adam's been in trouble. Gambling. Bad trouble. She slips a crumpled paper into Elena's hand. A name and a phone number scribbled in shaky ink. He owes people. Dangerous people. Be careful. Her stomach twists as she drives to a rundown card club on the edge of the city. A place Adam once joked about but never took her to. Inside, a man with sharp eyes and a crooked grin leans against the wall. Blake? Yeah, he was here, the man says, smirking. Lost big. Real big. Left with more problems than he came with. Later that night, while tearing through Adam's apartment looking for clues, Elena finds a phone hidden behind the bathroom vent. A second phone she never knew about. Messages light up the screen. Threats, demands for money. warnings about what would happen if he didn't pay. Her hands shake as she scrolls through them. This wasn't just Adam being reckless. This was Adam running for his life. When Elena shows up at work the next morning, her boss is waiting. His arms are crossed, his expression cold. "Where's the money, Elena?" "I'm going to find it," she insists. "Adam took it. I just need more time." "Time?" His voice cuts like a knife. "Do you think the clients care about your love life? If this money isn't back in 72 hours, I have to report it, and you'll be the one they arrest." Her chest tightens. "I didn't take it. Prove it." That night, her mother calls after hearing Elena's voice crack on the phone. "Baby, go to the police," her mother pleads. "This man is not worth your freedom." "If I go to the police, they'll think I'm part of it," Elena whispers, staring at her reflection in the dark window. "I have to handle this myself." The next day, her worst fears grow sharper. A friend sends her photos. Adam laughing with another woman at a club 2 weeks ago, his arm around her waist, looking like he didn't have a care in the world. Elena stares at the image until her eyes burn. Was she ever special to him? Or was she just a convenient mark, someone to use and throw away? People start talking. Friends stop answering her calls. Social media whispers her name. Rumors about missing money, about Adam vanishing. "Did you hear?" One post says. "She's probably in on it." Another says, "Blake finally dumped her. Guess she couldn't keep up." Elena feels the weight pressing down harder every hour. It's not just heartbreak now, it's humiliation. The world is starting to believe she's guilty. Even people she trusted are pulling away, and she's never felt so alone. Late one evening, she gets a call from a bartender in Dallas who recognizes Adam from a photo she's been showing around. "Yeah, I saw him," the bartender says. "Had a big duffel bag with him. Looked nervous. Left quick." The next morning, her boss calls again. His voice is sharp and cold. "You have 72 hours, Elena. After that, we call the feds. I'm giving you a chance to fix this before it ruins you." She hangs up, her hands trembling. 72 hours to save her job, her name, and maybe her freedom. The clock is ticking, and Adam is slipping further away. As she sits alone in her car, parked on a dark street, Elena feels the tears rise. Hot, angry, unstoppable. The man she trusted with everything has shattered her life in a single night. But she wipes her face, starts the engine, and grips the wheel. "You can run, Adam," she mutters under her breath. "But I will find you." Elena finally tracks Adam down in a seedy motel on the outskirts of Dallas. The neon sign outside flickers, throwing pale red light across cracked pavement. She pounds on the door of room 12 until it rattles on its hinges. "Adam, open the door," she shouts, her voice shaking with fury and exhaustion. When the door finally creaks open, Adam stands there in a wrinkled t-shirt, eyes bloodshot, hair a mess. For a moment, he looks almost relieved to see her. Then his expression hardens. "Elena, you shouldn't be here," he mutters, glancing over his shoulder as if expecting someone to follow her. She shoves her way inside. "Where is it, Adam? Where's the money?" The room smells of cheap whiskey and stale smoke. A duffel bag sits open on the bed, clothes spilling out. Adam runs a hand through his hair, pacing like a trapped animal. "I took it," he says finally. "Yeah, I took it. But you have to understand, I did it for us." "For us?" Elena's voice cracks. "You stole $10 million, Adam. You disappeared. Do you have any idea what you've done to me?" "I was gonna win it back," he snaps, his voice rising. "There was this game, this chance to double it, triple it. I just needed cash to play big. I was trying to fix everything. The debts, the threats. I was doing it because I love you. Love me." Elena laughs bitterly, tears stinging her eyes. "Is that what love looks like? Running away in the middle of the night, and leaving me to take the fall?" Adam grabs her shoulders, desperate. "You don't get it. They were coming for me. I didn't have a choice. I thought I could get ahead, pay everyone off, and come back a hero. I was going to put it all back." She jerks away from him, trembling with anger. "You think this is about the money?" His brow furrows. "What do you mean?" Elena takes a step closer, her voice cold and steady now. "That cash wasn't real, Adam. It was a test. My firm wanted to see who I trusted. Those bundles were counterfeit. Every single bill worthless." Adam freezes, color draining from his face. What are you talking about?" But hidden inside, Elena continues, her eyes locked on his, was an envelope. Documents. Proof that you've been laundering money for people you shouldn't even breathe near. The only thing you really stole was evidence. And now they know everything. Adam's mouth opens, but no words come out. Panic flashes in his eyes as the truth sinks in. No, that's not possible. They can't. They can. And they will. Elena cuts in sharply. They already know it was you. Not me. He stumbles back against the wall, breathing hard. I didn't mean. I just wanted to fix things. You wanted to save yourself, Elena says, voice shaking with disgust. And you almost destroyed me in the process. Outside, the sound of tires screeching to a stop fills the air. Red and blue lights flash through the thin curtains. Adam rushes to the window, eyes wide with fear. No, you called them? He whispers. Elena doesn't move. I didn't have to. They've been following you since the second you ran. Heavy footsteps thunder down the walkway. Someone shouts, Adam Blake, step out with your hands up. Adam's face crumples. Lena, please, you have to tell them I didn't mean it. Tell them I was just trying to help us. She looks at him for a long moment, tears running down her face. You never tried to help us, Adam. You only ever helped yourself. The door bursts open. Federal agents storm inside, guns raised, shouting commands. Adam throws up his hands, his voice breaking as they drag him out in handcuffs. Elena, please, don't let them do this to me. Elena stands still, heart pounding, watching the man she once loved being pulled into the night. For the first time in days, her hands are steady. It isn't victory. It isn't relief, but it's over. Elena uses the documents to strike a deal with federal investigators. Sitting in a cold office with plain white walls, she lays everything on the table. The papers hidden in the fake cash, the messages from Adam's second phone, and the names of the dangerous people he worked with. The agents listen carefully. One of them, a serious-looking woman with sharp eyes, leans forward. You're telling us Adam Blake took counterfeit money, not real cash, and inside was proof of his laundering activities? Yes, Elena says firmly, even though her voice feels tight. He thought he was stealing money. He was actually stealing evidence. Then you're not our suspect, the agent says. You're our witness. A weight Elena has been carrying for days finally starts to lift, but it isn't over yet. The investigators need her help to track Adam's associates. The people he owed money to. The ones who might come after him, or her, if they're not stopped. Elena gives them everything she has. Names, phone numbers, places she knows Adam met people in secret. Hours later, Elena stands outside the seedy motel in Dallas, watching as Adam is dragged out in handcuffs. He twists and shouts, calling her name. Elena, please, tell them I didn't mean it. I did this for us. She doesn't answer. She doesn't even move. Her eyes stay on him, cold and steady, as the man she once loved falls apart in front of flashing lights and shouting officers. This is the same man who held her close, swore he would never hurt her, then left her to take the blame for everything. When it's over, when the sirens fade, Elena drives back to Houston in silence. At her firm, her boss calls her into his office. He doesn't shout. He doesn't threaten. Instead, he gives her a long, thoughtful look. We needed to know who you really trusted, he says finally. Now we do. Elena nods, unsure if it feels like praise or a warning. So this was all a test? A test, he says, and a trap. We wanted to see if you'd protect the firm, or protect someone else. She swallows hard, fighting back a wave of anger and sadness. I almost lost everything. But you didn't, he replies. You proved yourself. Her reputation is safe. The charges against her will never see the light of day. The clients have their answers, and Adam's allies are being rounded up one by one. Yet Elena doesn't feel triumphant. Her heart feels cracked open, raw and aching. Still, something else begins to grow in its place, a quiet strength she didn't know she had. She didn't break under the pressure. She didn't let betrayal ruin her. Late that night, Elena walks through her apartment alone. The city glows outside her window, but inside it's quiet. She pours herself a glass of water and looks at her reflection. Adam is gone. The man she thought she loved was never who she believed, but she's still here, still standing. And for the first time, she realizes she doesn't need anyone to save her. She saved herself. She thinks back to the moment at the motel when Adam begged her to help him. Once, she would have run to him, tried to protect him, even at her own expense. But not anymore. This time she walked away. This time, she chose herself. Elena sits alone in her apartment, staring at the empty safe. The door hangs open, silent and cold, like a reminder of everything that has happened. The room is quiet, but her thoughts are loud. In her mind, she hears her own voice, steady now, no longer shaking. I thought I lost $10 million. But what I really lost was a man who never deserved me. She kneels down, touches the edge of the safe door, and pushes it shut. The metal clicks into place with a firm sound. Then she turns the key and locks it, not just to seal the empty box, but to close this chapter of her life. For a moment, Elena just stands there, breathing slowly. No more sirens. No more chasing answers. No more lies. The man who swore he loved her is gone. And with him went every illusion she held about what love was supposed to be. She walks through her apartment, past the photos she hasn't yet taken down, past the wine glasses they left out that last night. The memories sting, but they don't control her anymore. Each step feels lighter than the last. She stops at the door, glances back once at the safe, then smiles faintly. Not because she's happy, but because she's free. He vanished with nothing. Her voice echoes in her head. I walked away with everything. And with that, Elena turns off the lights and walks away. Hey friends, thanks for sticking around till the end. Don't forget to like, share your thoughts in the comments, and hit that subscribe button. See you next time.